Welcome to the latest edition of Nintendo TV News. Not to over-egg the pudding, but you may want to sit down before we let loose on your eyes with some amazing Nintendo news. In this episode, we go toe-to-toe with a WWE superstar.
Hi, I'm John Morrison. You're watching Nintendo TV.
And check out the brand new Bit.Trip Fate on WiiWare. But first, we're Oscar Mike for the Call of Duty Black Ops launch. Tanks, buildings blowing up, and more X-Factor rejects than you can shake a stick at. Yes, it can only mean that the new Call of Duty is in town. Nintendo TV had a prime position for the exclusive black carpet launch of the game, and though the mix of celebrities was a little bit questionable, we did catch up with some people who seemed to know their stuff.
I think it's the multiplayer. We've really worked on that, and I think it's going to be really immersive, and we've got some new features in there, so I think everybody's going to really enjoy the multiplayer. You play all over the world against different people, and I think it's going to be really fun.
My cousin beats me and it gets me quite angry, yeah. As a kid, I used to play a lot of computer games, and I always used to wonder why all my olders were so rubbish, and I was like, I'm never going to be that guy. But now I don't get time to put the hours in, and I play my little cousin, and yeah, I've lost a few control pads to it.
I like to get the single player thing done first, and then I get on my multiplayer bit after. So, but it gets really intense for me. Like, no one will see me for a month. So if you don't see me, I'm not dead. Yeah, I'm just in my front room playing Call of Duty. That's what it is.
You big Call of Duty fan then?
Massive fan. Literally, my friend is like got on games and he's just incredible on it. So he really got me into it, to be honest.
Yeah. You any good then?
I'll beat you.
Call of Duty Black Ops is out now on Wii and DS, and already looks set to be one of the biggest games of the year. Not content with some top-quality first-person shooters, how about some World Wrestling entertainment instead? Not one to turn down a free invitation to watch some men rough each other up, we recently went along to watch a WWE Raw event at London's O2 Arena. Some of the biggest names in wrestling were there, including John Morrison, a man who likes to wear big furry coats and weird sunglasses. He took some time out from oiling himself up and smashing chairs to talk about Smackdown vs. Raw 2011.
I was a huge fan of video games growing up, but the games that I was used to playing, Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, and then Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2. I loved all those games. I stopped playing games for a while, and I really got back into it when I started wrestling, and Raw vs. Smackdown 2007 came out, and Johnny Nitro was there, and I couldn't believe then how realistic it is. And each year, it's remarkable to me how much more realistic the characters become, and it's almost surreal. Seeing yourself as a character in a video game that's so realistic. I mean, so much more so than if you were Luigi and you were playing yourself in Super Mario Brothers. I mean, that's like a cartoon caricature. But the Raw Smackdown 2011 is almost like virtual reality. Now, sometimes I play the game. There's moves that I've done before that I forgot, or there's stuff that I hadn't tried before that are in the game, and it's so realistic that it's a cool. It's a cool place for me to go to remember stuff that I have done in the past, or to learn new stuff. But it's very realistic. It's amazing.
Also, this week sees the release of the amazing Bit.Trip Fate. If you're new to the Bit.Trip series, then stop what you're doing right now and go play them. No, we didn't mean stop watching. Wait till after the show, obviously. Okay, so maybe we're being a bit dramatic, but these indie-produced WiiWare titles put some of the most experienced video game studios to shame. The team behind the Bit.Trip titles, Gaijin Games, are proof that the smallest developers have the tools to really challenge some of the bigger guys on the market. Bit.Trip Runner is one of our top games of the year, and is followed perfectly by Bit.Trip Fate, which puts the main character, Commander Video, in a side-scrolling shoot-em-up. As with all the Bit.Trip games, the rhythm of the soundtrack is controlled by how well you're doing in the game. If you're good, you'll glide along to some addictive dance beats. Do badly and you'll struggle to get even the thinnest of tub-thumping jizzwazzers going. Those are dance music terms, yeah? In the next Nintendo TV, we lift the lid on the epicness of Disney's Epic Mickey. There's plenty of behind-the-scenes footage and exclusive interviews coming your way on next week's Nintendo TV.